So, yesterday, and this is funny, WB went out of their way to copyright claim my video about Val Kilmer's passing. Val Kilmer literally died. And I talked about how Batman Forever meant a lot to me growing up, how it was one of my ways to get into the character, about how this version of Batman inspired me. And just so you know that I'm not BSing you, because I'm not really editing this, I'm just talking and showing you. Right here you can see that it is copyright claimed. This is the Val Kilmer video. Hopefully it shows up. Jill's in the background. So, Jill, does that show up okay?
I think it shows up okay.
You can just see right there.
I tapped the thing to try and make it focus.
And I didn't talk about this before, like in a video. Cosmos had to start living in a box, basically, because of WB at this point, if you don't see it.
He's homeless.
But they did the same thing with my video about Kevin Conroy's passing.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I wanted to show you guys this is because this is a case of WB going out of their way to do this, going out of their way to claim these things. And if you want to see proof of that, they even rejected my dispute on the Kevin Conroy one, which you can see here. It says,
let's see.
Dispute rejected at the bottom.
It does say that. Yeah.
Now, I'm very careful when I make videos. This video is not going to be just about WB. That's kind of the focus at the beginning, so I hope you'll hear me out. When I make videos, I do use copyrighted things. I think something a lot of YouTubers don't want to admit is that when you are in commentary and review, things like what I do, this is a copyrighted work. Okay, this is an issue of Secret Wars with Spider-Man, right? Where the black suit shows up. This is a copyrighted work. The Batman the Animated Series comic book. This is a copyrighted work of all things. The Transformers Revenge of the Fallen video game. These are copyrighted, but in the United States, where YouTube is located, primarily, it operates all over the world, but where it primarily is focused and located, and where I work, these companies are, because of where I am, where they are, where YouTube is, under what you call fair use laws. Now, I don't think I have to explain this to everybody, but essentially the idea, the simplified idea, is if you transform something into your own work, be it through editing, commentary, review, educational purposes, all these things, it now falls under fair use. An example of not falling under fair use would be me re-uploading the entire movie. Like me saying, Val Kilmer died, here's my chance to upload and monetize Batman Forever, because I'm not the copyright owner. So for a video like that, or a video like the Kevin Conroy one, and Jill, you can attest to this, I spent hours editing clips together of these things, adding in gameplay, talking about it, making sure it was 100% transformative, because my goal is to never steal a penny from anyone. I have been told hundreds of times that I have sold games and movies for WB to people, unwillingly. Like me saying, hey, look at how great this game is, has led to people going and digitally purchasing it with all of that money going to WB.
You're a good salesman, I guess.
Without even trying. And so I never see a penny of that. Like when I talk about Arkham, all I get is ad revenue, if any, which has now become, for me, unsustainable. I don't do this primarily for money. I do it because I care about it. If you look at my videos, you can see that, I think, from the variety and things like that, that the things I talk about are things I genuinely care about. This is not shade to anyone in particular, but every time I've talked about this, I've had YouTubers reach out to me. This is why I don't work with most YouTubers, by the way. I think a lot of them are dicks. They just pretend not to be. And said things like, well, why don't you focus on this one thing? That way you can make bank. And when I ask them if they really care about the thing, they imply that they don't, that it's just a money thing. I've had people reach out to me and shit on me for it, whether it's normal people or YouTubers. I've had at least 5 YouTubers be assholes to me about this. People I don't even talk to, unprompted, like watch one of my videos and reach out to me. And if I ever get cancer, I'm telling you right now, I am name dropping those people because I will have nothing to lose. So if I'm ever going to die, you will find out who those people are. In the meantime, I can't afford the litigation of some dumbass saying that I slandered them or something.
Remember, there's a quote, dead men don't lie.
That's true. Dead men tell no tales, or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
And then you can look at my dead man's chest. I'll show you all of this
beautiful
hair.
I like that.
And then we'll be able to go to World's End. These are all Pirates of the Caribbean names.
That wonderful hair is going to be gone when you have cancer, though.
That's true. That would suck. That happened to my dad. Lost all the head on his hair and his chest.
He lost his chest hair, too?
Yeah, chemo does that to you. It'll, take all of it. It's weird because the cancer doesn't, but the treatments do.
That's weird.
Yeah. It's because they pump poison into your body to kill the poison killing you.
That's very wonderful.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But my long story short is that WB is erroneously doing these things. So with Batman Forever,
Can you use smaller words for people who don't know what erroneous means?
well, it's hard to describe it. They're doing it in error, but what I also mean is like I think it's malicious. That's my opinion. Because I uploaded the Val Kilmer video days ago, right? And you'll notice that it didn't get copyright claimed till yesterday. Now, in the meantime, I got a thing that said that they uploaded a master work. Now, a master work would be like if I upload the entirety of Star Wars Episode 4, and then I put it in the copyright system so that it'll catch anyone using Star Wars Episode 4. It's like a masterwork. That they uploaded that sometime in the meantime after Val Kilmer died.
To monetize off of his death.
That is the notification I got, that claim came after the fact, meaning it wasn't there before. Either that or the YouTube system screwed up so bad that it didn't scan for copyright for days, which it never does that. It never, ever will give you a copyright claim automatically days later unless something is added to the site or added to it. Which to me, this is my opinion, but it's like from the knowledge that I can gather.
Your opinion that has evidence along with it.
Would mean that they purposely uploaded the entirety of Batman Forever after Val Kilmer's death in order to monetize and catch anyone even talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fucked up. Like, that is beyond malicious and screwed up.
Now tell everybody what you were going to do with the money for the video of that and the Kevin Conroy video.
I was going to give it to a food shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to give you full context, and this might be a weird place to plug this, I am not making enough money on this platform to survive anymore. My income has been cut into a fourth of what it was, if even. I've had to look at other opportunities to make money. I've had to start selling stuff. I had to start a small business on the side. And more the idea has come up of, is this financially even feasible for me to do anymore? The economy is trash. People don't want to support a lot of YouTubers. I mean, people don't have money to. I do want to say here real quick, when it comes to someone's death, I am very uncomfortable making content about that and monetizing it. Most people, I don't know what they feel about it. I have no idea. Like, whenever I see videos on somebody passing, I have my doubts that most of that money is going to charity. But for me, I'm uncomfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to take the money from the Kevin Conroy video, and because he's someone who, inspired me so greatly, I wanted to take the money from the Val Kilmer video, and I wanted to just give that to a food shelf or something like that, where I knew, hey, you know what, I can directly buy food for a food shelf and give it to them, or I can give them money and they can do it, and then someone can eat.
But we can't do that because WB wanted the money.
No, and what's funny is I needed the money anyway, and I was still willing to just say, I'm uncomfortable with this and give it away.
And you know who doesn't need the money? WB.
To me, this is something that is illegal. You can't abuse the copyright system in the way they are. And with the amount of malicious, I would say, copyright claims I've gotten in recent months from different companies, the fact that I can't get this channel or any of my channels really to gain traction, no matter how much work I put into it. I could put 40 hours, I could put 100 hours a week. It still just doesn't, because YouTube doesn't like channels that do variety.
Have you tried putting 1,000 hours a week?
Yeah, I'll just get some slaves. We'll start a plantation of YouTubers.
Okay.
And we'll I can't say any of my jokes. They're too far for this video.
I think they're funny.
I was going to say we'll whip the YouTubers into shape, but then I realized in the context of a plantation of YouTubers, you can't say that.
Oh, no, that's not a
But
good
hey,
phrase
Ryan
to
Reynolds
say
got
there.
married on a plantation. That guy's making billions of dollars. So
Yeah,
maybe
and everybody
I'm all right.
hates his wife for some reason.
Yeah, but I'm maybe I'll be okay. Maybe I'll slide through. No, I don't want to put this in a way where it's like, hey, either you support me or F off and I'm leaving. That's not what I'm saying. I'm very grateful for the people who watch my content. I think Jill and I both are. I'm very grateful for being able to do this for so long, and I really do hope to do it for years to come. However, it is hitting a point where I am questioning if I can. I have been doing more channel membership content. If you are interested in supporting this channel in this way, I've tried to make it very affordable. I have channel memberships on this channel and Degenerate Plays, where we play through games. I have diversified my content streams. So, like, for example, I made JayRPG, which focuses just on RPG games. I upload on that every week. We've made Magical Jill, where we do more anime-focused content.
We try to upload on that every week, but it depends on Jill's depression at the moment.
I do Degenerate Jay, which is the same, like, you know, personal video diary of things I care about from forever ago, which people who started pre-2005 can be successful on because the algorithm wasn't basically the Fourth Reich at the time.
We tried to do King of Creepy, but it got to the point where we couldn't do all of these channels anymore, so we had to give it up, which still makes me sad. I'd like to go back to it at some point because I love King of Creepy, so put in the comments down below if you want King of Creepy back.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone cares. But I like that channel too. And Degenerate Plays, you know, we do the podcast style gameplay, like playthroughs, stuff like that, let's play, stuff like that.
We also have Cosmo Bunny Shop.
Yeah, and you know, that's the other thing is like we have been making products over there. Like a lot of new stuff where we take comic books and we transform them into transformative pieces. Again, like a fair use thing. You take something from one medium
and you turn it into a different one.
We turn it into these resin pieces and then we recycle the rest of the paper, and this is from Damaged Comics.
The new tagline I've been doing is giving art a new life, and I thought that was kind of a fun line. I think you came up with it, Bubby.
Well, and because I don't know if you can see on any of these like through it. I'm gonna look here real quick because Jill's been doing some thick pieces lately.
I have been doing some thick pieces lately.
Where it's hard to actually see through them.
The more colors you do, the more thick it's going to be, to be honest. Or at least more opaque on the back.
Yeah, do you have any that are see-throughs where you can see that these are not printed?
A lot of the keychains are more see-through, but I right now I have those wrapped in
you can see here.
In paper because I don't want them to scratch anything.
So we're doing like light switch covers.
Yeah.
But then you can see on the back, these are cut out of a comic that was going into a landfill. Like it was being thrown out. We took pieces out of it and then we recycled
those ones are really good to see through because they're so thin that you can always usually see the comic through the back, which I think is a really fun feature.
Well, and my point basically is that we are doing everything we can to make these things work, and it's hitting a point where like with WB like and these claims that I think are malicious at this point, and the lack of traction on the channels and the inability to grow them and the inability to attract members and stuff like that, I don't think the content's bad. Like that's the thing is like I do think I make good content. I know that this opens it up for people to be an asshole and say no you don't, you suck, that's why you're failing, and that's fine.
Boo!
Yeah, boo me. But I do think the content is good. I do think that if you look at it, you can tell that I care. I think you can tell that I care about my channels. I think you can tell that I care about the people I answer, with each channel having like over 1,000 responses from me. If you look at the amount of times I answer people that I don't have to, because I actually like you guys. But
I don't like them.
You know,
that was a joke. I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't even want to go too far into this because like when you talk about this, then people say like, well, Jay's problem is that he's always talking about when things don't go right.
Yeah, because they always give you unasked for advice when you make a serious video like this. You're like, yeah, I would love it if people could help support me. And then they're like, well, maybe we would support you if you weren't so stupid.
An idiot. I think the problem is, though, when you talk about something serious, people assume that what you're doing is saying that your life is harder than theirs. I don't know why people assume this. I think it's a defense mechanism.
And then they want to have like a victim complex where they like have a fight over who's the most victim.
But people would say that that's what we're doing.
I guess.
My point is that when we talk about things being hard, we're not talking about how they're not hard for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you might be dying in a ditch and for some reason listening to this, and you got it way worse than me. But like I've been very disheartened. I've been very unhappy. I've been very unsatisfied the last few months. I felt more and more like I'm reacting to and talking about other people's work, like whether it be video games, movies, etc., and like how I want to write my own, like how I want to make a book or I want to make my own game or my own comic or something like that.
We thought about writing a children's book called
Nah, don't say what it's called. Let's not put the idea out there. What is that, the Peanuts parents?
Yeah,
the parents
that was like the
Peanuts?
censored version of the title.
I really am trying different things, and this is the only thing I've ever done, like this kind of creative work, that I've ever been happy doing the work. but it's also the hardest thing I've ever done, where I don't know if my job is going to be sustainable for the next month.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to get support from people, or I'm going to get 100 people telling me to off myself, which I get all the time too. I don't know if I'm going to help someone, like inspire them in some way. That's one of the only reasons I still do this, is because I've gotten about 20 messages over the course of doing this where it's like someone said I was going to hurt myself or end my life, and something you said made me not. It's the only reason I still do this, because I think, wow, I actually had an impact on someone. But then I am not able to make in a month, working 70 to 80 hour weeks at least, what someone makes at 30 to 40 hours a week at McDonald's. And at some point I can't do this anymore, because my health declines as I get older because of my fibromyalgia and my conditions. My mental state declines, and I'm just tired. I don't really know how else to describe it. I don't mean to make like a downer video, but I'm just tired. I'm trying really hard, and I think for me this was one of the last straws, the Val Kilmer thing, because it was kind of just like I know no one will care, but I want to talk about this guy who inspired me to be a better person growing up. And then you have companies swooping in to try to steal from that.
And it hurts when you put so much work into a video that, like with your condition, it makes your hands feel like they're on fire after a while. And then you put it up and you think people are really going to like it and that it's going to do really well. And then something like this happens.
Or YouTube doesn't show it to anyone, or people don't care, which people are free to have their, preferences and stuff too. But I do try really hard. I don't want to say like, I'm the YouTuber who works the hardest on the platform. I'm sure I'm not. But I do try really hard, and I do try really hard for you guys. So if you want these channels to stick around, if you're able to support them in some way, that would mean a lot to me. We got stuff like Cosmo Bunny Shop. We've got stuff like our Amazon affiliate link. We've got stuff like our Fortnite code. Ironically, in a month, I have been making half of what I would make on YouTube from just you guys using the Fortnite code.
The Fortnite code is extremely helpful for us.
I'm being serious. Like, you think that it's something like, oh, well, whatever, this is just some throwaway thing. No, actually, like last month, a third of the money that I was able to even make was from that, because YouTube just doesn't want to push these channels.
Yeah, the Fortnite code helps a lot if people want to use that, especially because Sabrina Carpenter is in the shop right now, and I know a lot of you probably like Sabrina Carpenter music, I'd like to hope, because I like her.
Think about it. I'm really hot, and I'm short and blonde.
Hey, that's your type.
Yeah.
Short and blonde.
My type is like everything, though.
That's true.
I'm like the guy, if women were ice cream, I'm like the guy who goes to the counter and likes all of them.
Yeah, you'd want to try every flavor.
Those all look good. I don't know. Jill, do we have anything else to add here? Like, I don't want this to be a downer, like, hey, you who watches, you made it to this point, F you, man. Like, that's not my point at all. Like, whenever we make these videos,
you should have mentioned the memberships. We have a lot of fun members videos.
We do. Yeah, I mean, like, I have, 70 members videos probably on just Degenerate J.
I thought you had 90.
I think I have over 100 on Degenerate Plays, because it's a different type of content. And then some of that content is shared between the two. Like some videos end up on both, some end up on one or the other.
And then there's some on Patreon too, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want this to come off like I'm ungrateful for you guys, but like what I'm saying is this Val Kilmer thing was one of the last straws for me where like I'm at the end of my rope, man. Like I'm just so bummed out and so hurt by the way things are that like I'm now in 2025 again, like, a year and a half to 2 years after the last time I said this, and then I was able to make it work. I'm now again looking at, do I need to quit making videos? Like, do I need to scale back? Do I need to do something else? Because I'm unhappy. I'm not happy, not because of what I do. If I could do this and be able to support myself, I'd be one of the happiest people out there. Outside of my depression, I kind of got the Robin Williams complex where you can make other people laugh and even have things going well at a certain point, but you still hurt. But like, I would be more content and less worried about the future and less constantly thinking, is this company going to screw me over? Are these people not going to care? Is YouTube going to bury me this month because of some dumb mathematic change in the background? it's never to say that someone else's life is easier than mine. That's never the point. But like, I'm very much at the end of my patience, my ability to cope with it, and I don't really know what to do.
I also dislike that your job seems to depend a lot on the American economy, too. Because a lot of these advertisers are based in America, and if the economy is bad, they don't want to advertise because people aren't going to buy their products. And if they're not advertising, then we're not making money.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of our money comes from advertisements on our videos. And YouTube takes like 50% of that, by the way.
And I do want to tell you that, when COVID happened, I was offered from the government, if I stopped uploading, and I'm serious, they told me this. They said if you stop outputting your videos that you're making money off of, because at the time I was making money, much more than now, that I could have gotten unemployment, and I could have gotten thousands of dollars a month to not work during that time. And I took a fifth of that, maybe, in order to work. And keep doing this, because it was like, well, I'm investing in my future. My audience cares about this content. I care about my audience. I'm not going to cheat them. At the time, that was my thought process, is I am not going to cheat these people who have supported me to this point because I want to cheat the system to get money. I knew a lot of people who were purposely scaling back work, who were purposely not taking hours, who were purposely saying, no, the business shut down, and it didn't, to take money during that time. And I didn't do that. And I feel now like I'm paying for it. Like I'm paying for being honest. I feel like I'm paying for caring. I feel like I'm paying for putting effort into this stuff instead of making the 50th, why does Bruce Wayne's pubic hair not show out of the bat suit in Batman Arkham Knight? Like, because I've seen people do that. I've had Arkham YouTubers reach out to me and be assholes about this. I've had Assassin's Creed YouTubers reach out to me and be assholes about this with Assassin's Creed.
And now we don't even make Assassin's Creed videos anymore because, like...
I do occasionally.
It certainly hurt your feelings, though.
Well, this person's one of the bigger, like, Assassin's Creed people who's always shilling for Ubisoft. And they basically said, well, the reason you're struggling is because you're uncreative and unfunny and fuck you. And I've wanted to name drop this person for a very long time. But again, they have way more money than me. So it's like, if they try to say I didn't say that and they sue me, then I'm in trouble because they deleted their comment. Like, they said it, and now the comment's gone. So it's like, I can't even show you that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I get a lot of stuff behind the scenes, whether it be from companies, other creators, people who just watch the videos, stuff like that, that is very disheartening, very much like tear you down. And I never really try to put that energy out there towards anyone. And so I guess to me, that's just kind of like...
Where do these people find the time? Like, I don't go on random people's YouTube videos and tell them, like, terrible things. Like, I don't even really watch YouTubers that I don't care about. I will watch YouTube videos from YouTubers that I like and enjoy, and that's it. Like, I don't understand where people are finding all this time to, like, go to Degenerate Jay and be like, I hate this guy, I'm gonna leave a mean comment.
I don't know. I think, like, it makes sense from random people. Because, like, random people are unhappy. I think a lot of people are unhappy. So they spread that around. It's the phrase, like, hurting people hurt others, Like, but what's weird to me is when it's someone in creative, where it's someone, like, who worked on videos themselves or worked on comics or something like that. Like, I would think that those people would get how hard it is to depend on everyone around you, no matter how hard you work. And they wouldn't want to be like that, That's where it's weird to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, companies, I expect this from. Like, WB is a faceless entity. There's probably some jerk-off, attorney who goes around doing this stuff for them, who does not care about Batman, does not care about the products, doesn't care about anything, except for justifying their job. We see that with Nintendo. I mean, how many of these, like, Nintendo lawyers are there that are kept on retainer by Nintendo, and so they go around finding stuff, even if it doesn't infringe copyright, or it doesn't really matter. Like, in no way would it replace the original work. They go around and find that stuff because then on a spreadsheet, later on to some executive, they can say, here's all the stuff that I did for you. It's like, that's what a lot of that stuff is. So it's like, from companies, is it malicious? Yes. Is it shitty? Yes. Should it be allowed to happen? No. And it all goes back to YouTube and the Viacom lawsuit way back, where, like, all of us kids, I didn't do this, but us kids who were using YouTube at the time didn't understand copyright. So somebody would watch a movie and they'd be like, oh, I want other people to see this movie, and they'd upload it to YouTube because kids were stupid. And it led to, like, I don't know, a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit with YouTube and everything at the time, which is what led to the Content ID system.
Is that around the time where they stopped letting you use, like, music?
Where they stopped letting you use, like, everything.
I remember when I was very, very young, and I sadly deleted all these videos now, and I wish I hadn't, but I used to make videos of this game that I loved called Free Realms, and I would put music in the background, so I'd have, like, Fergie playing in the background, or I'd have, like, the Selena Gomez song that was out, and stuff like that, and I wouldn't get copyrighted on it, and it was fun.
Was so hot.
I know, I love Fergie. And then eventually one day it was like, you can't use this music anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, what happened?
Yeah, because we were all kids. Like,
yeah, I was very young.
Jill, I hope they can't see you, like, ferociously picking your nose in the reflection of my glasses.
I'm not picking my nose. I had an itch.
What are you doing, fixing your nose ring?
Yeah, this is so mean. You're a mean man. I don't like you.
And you're also, like, man-spreading in the background, so I really hope you can't
Stop being mean to me.
Jill is sitting like this, and she's like...
No, I'm not.
Jill is basically Shrek.
Hey, I don't like this. Don't be mean to me. I'm your only supporter.
Through this channel, I've met people like Jill. You know, we got married.
True.
Through this channel, I have made friends. I made some of my favorite memories with, like, Nathan and T.
I think your friendship got stronger with some of these people because of the channel.
I met Alex from Podcast Now, who's always trying to encourage me, and who actively tells me not to make videos like this because people will just be dicks. Although he says it in a much nicer way than that.
Yeah, he's like the nicest guy on earth.
Well, Alex is basically like, when it comes to language and being PG and nice, he's basically Ned Flanders. He'll be like, well, gosh, diddly-docious, you probably don't want to do that.
It reminds me of the way your mom talks to people.
Yeah.
Where she's like, well, I personally wouldn't do that, but it's always up to you.
Like, no swearing, no maliciousness, nothing. That dude does not have a mean bone in his body.
I know.
He's like the nicest guy. I don't know, man. Like, I know that it's a long roundabout video, but, like, and maybe I'll talk about it again in the future, like, if things get even worse, like, in an actual, like, hey, guys, if I can't get this amount of support, I might be done. Not, like, in a F you, like, this is an ultimatum way, but in a I just need to be able to live way. Maybe I will. I don't know. Jill and I have talked about that in the past.
I'll show my feet on camera if you guys give us $100.
You're funny. But I also don't want to quit doing this. You know, I enjoy making this stuff, and I think the other stuff, the other creative stuff I want to do, I could do on the side if I could just make this, like, a livable income. You know, and I could just be okay with, like, even if this company tries to screw me, I know that my members have my back, or I know that people are going to use that Fortnite code, or I know that enough people are going to be interested in the Cosmo Bunny shop stuff or whatever, where all of it together can make this a viable thing where I can keep creating content for you guys that is mostly free. I mean, how many thousands of videos have I made? Whether someone watching this is interested in all of them or not, it's fine if you're not. But if you combine all my channels, how many thousands of videos have I made for everyone for free? You know, like, they're supported by ads, but, like, because I want you guys to enjoy them, I want this to grow, I want this to be a community where we can interact with each other, I want people to make friends. You know, something I would love to see in the comments is if people start making friends with each other, no matter what channel it's on. That's one of the things, I don't feel like people do that anymore on YouTube, but it's one of the things that I wanted when I made YouTube, and especially when I made Degenerate Plays, too. You know, it was like, I want these people who have these similar interests to talk to each other, too. And be like, oh, hey, Frank457, I'm Girth City Legend 452. You like Batman as well? Cool,
Why Girth
let's talk.
City Legend? What are these usernames?
I don't know, man. Just doing what
This
I can.
reminds me of Marvel Rivals usernames. People
No,
use.
Marvel Rivals usernames would just be a slur. Like, all insert people should be gone.
True,
and then somehow it would get through the Chinese censorship of the game.
I met a guy the other day whose name was something like Venom's Left Nut, which was really funny.
There was a guy on there that was like, MLK deserved it. There was another guy on there that was like, Bring on the Third Reich or something.
Oh, yeah, I remember that guy.
There was a guy who was like, Hitler's lover.
Oh,
I don't know how these all make it through.
I don't know how they put them on.
They make it through. So as long as you don't have a username like that, I don't know. I think I should be done because I don't want to, like, dredge into the depths of despair But, like, I've just been kind of thinking about how, like, this was kind of my last straw, like, with feeling dissatisfied and feeling like, do I want to be in an environment where other creators reach out and are assholes to me? And I can't call them out because they delete their comments and run away like a puss. Do I want to be in an environment where I know people are struggling, so this is not to say, like, my audience is poor. That's not what I'm saying. But, like, where I can't garner support for the stuff that I make because people either can't or don't want to. Do I want to be in an environment where, like, every day I wake up, work my butt off, and then get screwed over by companies? You know what I mean? It's like, it's just been something on my mind lately that I've been really thinking about. So if this channel or any of these channels mean something to you, I would appreciate hearing that, because that's one of the only reasons I will keep doing it.
I have one.
If you are able to support the channels in some way, whether it's like Cosmo Bunny Shop, memberships, the Fortnite code, anything like that, it really does help.
I have one more thing to mention.
Or sharing the videos with your friends. Let's all talk over Jill and she'll go away.
Hey!
No, I'm just joking.
I wanted to mention that if you want to support Cosmo Bunny Shop and you live in Wisconsin and are able to get to Eau Claire,
Wisconsin, the land of cheese.
We will be at the Brewing Project on April 26th during, I think, like, from the afternoon to the evening.
I'm miserable. I can finally embrace my future of alcoholism.
Yay! And it's like, it's a Dungeons and Dragons type Comic-Con type thing. But I will...
do you think anyone will dress up as that hot red chick?
I sure hope so.
You know what I mean? That's not a racial slur.
The one that's in all that porn, though.
You can't say that word. The one that's in all of those artistic images.
That's
the
true.
one from Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Or Shadowheart, the girl with the black hair.
Or what about that guy with the white hair that I like from that?
Oh yeah, I'm big into him too.
I'm into him. But anyway,
maybe the bear.
It's like a Comic-Con kind of like that, and I'm going to be a vendor there selling my stuff. So if you happen to be in the area and you live in Wisconsin, you want to go to the Brewing Project in Eau Claire on April 26th, we would love to meet you.
Again, these are all non-printed. They are all made from, you can see my sweat there.
Oh, you can see the comic through the back of that one.
Yeah,
see?
They're all made from manga, magazines, comics, all kinds of stuff that is damaged. Like, actually, recently, I got a... Jill, can you reach next to you and grab Spider-Man on the PS1? It's to your left. Left. It's those games.
This one?
There you go. It's just called Spider-Man.
It's called Spider-Man. Where is it?
It's under S.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, here it is.
So recently, I got a copy of the guide for this game, for example, and it's super damaged. And so something I saw was that were they able to see this game?
Yes, they can see it.
On the internet, the comic book covers that they made specifically for this game aren't even preserved on the internet in high quality that I could find. But they're in that thing. So it's like my point is doing what we do, this work, I am able to scan some of that stuff, like for preservation on Reddit or something like that. And then we're able to use those pages from the damaged book to make something, and then it doesn't...
preserving those pages too.
But we're also able to preserve that art, and it's in a different medium.
And we're keeping the art out of landfills because a lot of places around here in Minnesota especially, they have to pay for recycling at their businesses. And a lot of businesses, spoiler alert, don't want to pay for that.
Yeah.
So they will, if they have damaged comic books or something, they will just throw them into the trash, into a landfill.
Yeah.
And a lot of that ink is really terrible for the environment, especially ink from the 90s.
And a lot of people do not take care of their manga or their comics. So a lot of that stuff does just get tossed.
So instead of letting it go into a landfill, we'll take it, we'll turn it into art, and then we will recycle the rest so it can actually be turned into a different comic book or a water bottle or whatever the recycling plant does with it.
Yeah, again, it's one of the many projects that we do work really hard on. I would say, Jill, wouldn't you say we spend more time working than not?
Yeah, we probably work like all the time. And if we're not working,
we're thinking about it.
We're thinking about it, or we're playing a game that has something to do with our work.
Yeah, we're basically Sabrina Carpenter. We're like, thinking about work.
Thinking about work. I'm working late.
You can see right through it.
Because I'm a worker.
It's not printed out. It's from a comic.
Yay!
Good thing we're not going to join choir.
My mom got kicked out. Yeah, she did.
I don't know. I wanted this to only be 10 minutes. I know it's much longer than that, so we should probably be done.
Okay.
But Jill, do you have anything else to say? Like, I know, I 100% know, and I'll have you read the comments first because of this. I know that there's somebody who will have watched 10 minutes and they're like, you know what? My life is way harder than yours. Screw you, man. I'm leaving.
Did I tell you my 12th father died and left me as an orphan, and now I'm gay?
Why is that bad?
I don't know. He just decided that was a tough thing.
He's not only mean, he's homophobic.
Yeah.
It got worse. Bro could have salvaged it. He could have just been an orphan.
And then I lost $12 at the gambling alley.
What's the gambling alley? Is that like Crime Alley?
It's like an alley you go to where it's not run by the Native Americans, so they can't have an official casino going on.
But in Minnesota, all of the casinos are run by Native Americans.
Yeah, so they can't have an official casino going on, so you have to go to an alley and secretly gamble.
Did you know that's not a thing all over the country?
No, it's not. I thought it was. I thought it was everywhere.
No, certain states, the government was like, yeah, we know we kind of screwed you, so how about you screw our people with gambling? So it's kind of like that.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not a thing in Maine, but to be fair, I didn't go gambling, so I had no clue.
I don't know, because I think it might be a thing in Rhode Island, because there was a big joke about it in Family Guy about the Native American run casinos.
Oh, maybe then. It could be somewhere over there.
That was the joke about the guy, the Native American who stands in the bathroom and he holds the towel and his name is Watches You Pee.
Oh, no!
And, like, Peter comes out and he wipes his hand. He's like, thanks, Watches You Pee, and walks out, and the guy's just like...
Is that joke you made to me the other day when you watched me pee?
Yeah, I stole that from Family Guy.
Oh, I thought you made it up.
Seth MacFarlane's never gonna know.
That makes sense. I'm gonna copyright that joke.
Let us know in the comments, though, what you think. I'll probably have Jill read through them first, because I just don't want to deal with, like, the self-esteem impact of people telling me to... whatever. What is this? Let me know if there's other content. Stop. Let me know if there's other content you'd want to see on this channel. I really am trying my best. If you want to check out the other channels or support us in some way, we appreciate it. Jill, anything else?
No.
Nothing?
Okay.
You usually have a big spiel at the end.
No, I'm done my spiel.
You got nothing else about the channel?
Spiels.
Okay.
I mean, we could just mention the Fortnite code one more time, because we actually, unlike most endeavors that we try, we actually make money off of the Fortnite code.
DJAY123. All that stuff will be in the comments, too.
It's DJAY123, all caps. Mm-hmm. So make sure you use it before you buy your V-Bucks, damn it.
I shouldn't have to apologize for making a video, but, like, I do hope this video doesn't make anyone feel bad. If you support this channel, my goal is never to say your support isn't enough, nor is it to say that you could do better to help me. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I am looking at the realities of life with the way things cost, the amount of time I put in, getting older.
Is this like a coming out as poor video?
No, I've talked about this before, and every time I do, people just tell me to quit and give up.
I was just making a joke.
I'm just looking at the realities of the way things are and feeling like I don't know how to do it anymore. So, again, that's just kind of where we're at. And WB deciding to maliciously do this kind of thing coming off the back of someone's death is really, like, for me, like...
yeah, that's pretty messed up. They very obviously only copyrighted that thing after he died. That's, like, to me, I'm like,
who's the CEO here? Lucifer? Like,
yeah.
What is happening? Like, it's just... I think it, like, shattered... Like, I know companies are awful, but
sometimes WB makes Disney look competent.
What makes me really sad is that growing up, I wanted to work for them. Growing up, I wanted to eventually write for DC Comics or Marvel Comics or things like that. But I feel like by talking about things I like and don't like, I have somehow burned that bridge where I'm not able to, even in the future, even if I become a writer, like I want to, do things like that because I wasn't a company man. You know, like I wasn't someone who just said good thing, no matter what it was. I always try to be honest with you guys. Always. Whether it'll make me look bad, whether it's turning down sponsorships that are scams. I've turned down at least a dozen scam sponsorships that would have screwed you guys over, but lined my pocket.
Yeah, probably stole your credit card off of some, like, Chinese website or something.
I am always trying to look out for the audience, even if it hurts me. And I am so tired of feeling like I'm falling on the sword to do stuff for other people and, like, I can't prosper. I don't know. And hey, maybe tomorrow or the next day there'll be a different video and it'll be nothing about this and, you know, I'll be, like, back to normal. Who knows? But, like, I don't think I have ever been more drained in my life.
Yeah.
Except for the week my dad died. I think that was the last time I was as drained as I felt. today.
I'm sorry, Buggy Boo.
And not even drained in the good way like Fergie's boyfriend. Like drained in like the negative way, you know?
Fergie's boyfriend?
Which I wish
Is
I
Fergie
was.
married now?
I don't know. Maybe she's, you know, looking.
Is Fergie still hot? We wonder.
Still hot. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
maybe Fergie's looking for a married couple. Who
if
knows?
Fergie is looking for a married couple, I'm just saying we are available.
Yeah, who knows? You know, I don't know.
Hey, then we wouldn't have to worry about money anymore. We'd have Fergie money.
That's true. Or you could just be like, you could just put on like the black hood that Kanye's been wearing and stand next to him with like a picket sign and abandon your morals. Maybe you'll get some Kanye money. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of celebrities. A lot of celebrities. Or if you were the police officer on that one night when Mel Gibson was drunk and said the not so nice things about a group of people and you played your cards right, you might have been able to get some money too.
Ooh, that's true.
But I don't think he did. I think he did. I think he just stood his ground on the police work.
Oh, well, you know what? Now that policeman's probably poor.
Probably.
That sucks.
Like us.
True.
So we hope you have a fantastic day. As always, everyone, stay away.
Bye.